as I already put on my slide, I will just show it very, very
Yeah,
quickly.
please.
The levels of bullying and violence in schools in Europe and Eastern Europe, actually, and Central Asia is quite high. If we look at the top 10 or 15 countries in the famous WHO-supported health behavior in school-age children survey, which is conducted every 2 years across 45 countries and regions in Europe and Canada, we see countries from Eastern Europe in the top 10 or 15. And if we look, and this is about those who suffer from bullying, this is about who initiate bullying. And if we looked at the data, very fresh data from national surveys in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, we have a quite high level of bullying also. About 20-30% of students report that they face it in school quite regularly. Many years ago, when UNESCO first started to work on its international guidance on gender-based violence prevention in school, this work was commissioned by UNESCO together with UN Women and other partners. We also started to collect data from the regional countries to see what is the situation. And here on the screen, you see some examples of this research from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Moldova. We have put together some guide them navigate kind of whole school response to the bullying, prevention measures. Of course, we understand that we'll never be able to fully stop any kind of violence and bullying and cyberbullying happening in the school, but we can significantly decrease the rates and kind of mitigate the adverse effect of that. And this kind of resources have been very much welcomed by the countries. And for example, in Moldova, this resource was developed by the time when the government prioritized it as a priority number one. And every school in Moldova received this guidance, and all the teachers, and not all the teachers, but teachers from all the schools in the countries have been trained how to use it. Another example is about teacher training. Just providing, emailing, or making available on a website different tools is not enough. We need to bring together educators, demonstrate them these resources, explain what they are about and how to use them. And what is even more important, to motivate them to look at the issue, to recognize the issue, not to hide it behind the carpet. And so far, we have succeeded to reach over 3,000 teachers in the region. We have also produced some educational and I would say edutainment materials for them to use in the classroom, like video lessons or short animated videos addressing violence, bullying, and cyberbullying. And what we are particularly proud is the YouTube series about harsh bullying, which a female HIV-positive student faced in a school, but has managed to overcome it thanks to her resilience, support from friends, from families, from the school nurse, and she has been elected the school president. And this is a very strong kind of signal to students, to teachers, and the series scored over 2 million views. It looks like to be popular among people in Kyrgyzstan, and not only. Not only us, but many other partners, UNICEF, national governments, put together resources to address violence and bullying in the region. For example, in Belarus, there is an excellent online training course for learners, how to resist and overcome and behave in a case of bullying. A Belarus very emotional video tutorial featuring a story of a newcomer in a school who is harshly bullied. Or an example of a web page on violence and bullying for parents, teachers, and educators themselves, which is available at the website of every school in Moscow, for example, hotlines, counseling services, etc., etc. Many things are there, but we see that it is not enough. We see that it is extremely difficult to address this issue when people get kind of conflicting messages. On the one hand, we say, well, violence and bullying is not acceptable in the school, and at the same time, in the media, at the level of politicians, we see how forceful decisions, how forceful solutions are promoted, how the level of tolerance and acceptance of diversity is diminishing, how global citizenship is being kind of replaced by very narrow understanding of values and appreciation of people of different backgrounds, etc. And therefore, I believe that we really need influencers, decision makers, and media to cultivate empathy, inclusiveness, openness, and solidarity to overcome these harmful norms and stereotypes that support power imbalance and gender inequality. And this is very sadly that we see that over the past few years, gender equality has been attacked in many, many contexts at the UN level, in UNESCO, in other UN agencies, and women and girls have to pay the toll for some very, very harmful norms and stereotypes, which eventually lead to bullying, cyberbullying, gender-based bullying, homophobia in and around in school. And of course, more empowerment to teachers, learners, and parents. Well, that's probably all. If time is gone, then you can check this really very impactful video, Break the Silence, very recently released by UNESCO Delhi office, telling a story of a boy and a girl studying in India and facing violence and facing bullying, and how masterfully the teacher addresses the classroom to reshape the relationships. Thank you very much.